All right, we're live. Take a second, give the people a chance to roll in. But coming back at you, episode 143 of Rose 1 through 10. Coming off crazy Talladega weekend. Oh, and I didn't have the ideal weekend off the track, but some good racing on the track too. Sure, we'll get into the fuel mileage and strategy stuff. That was kind of the story of the weekend as well. But no, you guys went racing over the weekend. That was pretty cool. I saw what's his name, Landon Huffman racing with you guys. That's pretty awesome. You'll have to get into that a little bit, but yeah, we'll get into our weekends as a whole. But how you doing, man?
I'm good. This is kind of weird. We're recording and it's daylight outside, so this is odd for us. Uh, Doing it at 5:30 here on a Wednesday. So yeah, but nonetheless, here we are. Good to talk some racing. Uh, Ryan Phillips, thanks for watching. Just got a comment there pop up, but yeah, man, we'll get in here and talk about some racing. Talk about your weekend. Talk about mini cups down in Orange County. So lots to talk about. Some high limits racing. So yeah, a ton of stuff to talk about.
Oh, in IndyCar too, dude.
Oh
Let's lead
yeah.
off with that real quick. How crazy! Like, I don't think we're gonna spend too long on that just because it's on my mind and I don't want to forget about it. Like, like that race happened a month ago, and they're just
No, it
now.
happened this weekend. I
It was
thought.
St. Petersburg. That race was like it said like
Oh, was
March
that St.
11th.
Pete? I thought it was from. Uh.
No, it was from St. Petersburg.
Okay, then I thought it was from Long Beach. I was all messed up. So okay, well, yeah. I mean, they had some kind of software obviously in the car that was only supposed to be for testing, and ended up being run during the race there. So yeah, so
Yeah,
Ryan's right. Yeah, it's from St. Pete. So I had it confused. I guess I just didn't read the full story on it. But yeah, crazy stuff. It's wild that's coming out now. Somebody was onto it. Somebody leaked some information, and yeah, got some
now look,
penalties.
my whole thing. If Penske owns the series, who's like, are they self-reporting that? Like, how does that come along?
Well, I don't think they're self-reporting it, but it's they're. I mean, it was somebody called onto it. Yeah. So I don't know. Interesting stuff though, for
That the
sure.
SVG hat is slick, by the way. I just picked that up over the weekend.
Nice.
But
Um, Yeah, I said interesting stuff to come out. I said I was confused. I thought it was from this past weekend, which wasn't that crazy. Um, I didn't think, but yeah, for it to be about St. Pete, that's pretty wild.
yeah, I'm gonna retweet these links real quick.
Yeah,
While you get into it, but
um, yeah. I said I was definitely taken back by that. When did that news come out? Today or yesterday?
this morning, yeah,
Okay. Yeah, definitely interesting stuff. From what I understand, they had a software program that they were running in the car for testing purposes, and that allowed them to have push to pass um, or right after the restart, which I guess is not allowed in IndyCar. It's kind of like DRS in Formula One, where it's like a lap after the start or whatever. So yeah, just surprising stuff. I'm not sure who squealed on them. I'm sure I can guarantee you it wasn't self-policing in their garage saying, "Hey, yeah, we did this. Our bad. Take our wins from us," you know. So, but yeah, certainly a wild story. Something to monitor as we head into the month of May, going into Indianapolis.
since the comment is here, I gotta get into that story real quick. So Cody has nothing to be apologetic about, but I did break my phone on Friday night. I was fucking. We were going to the boulevard, and I was hopping out of a truck bed, like that we all rode in to go down there, and it slipped out of my pocket while I was hopping out. And Cody went to shut the truck bed, and it fucking like my phone was like in between like the bed and the gate, and it just like smashed my phone in between it.
Mm,
So I had to go to Talladega Verizon Saturday morning and get a brand new phone.
there you go.
So that was the first bump in the road I had this weekend. Shout out Cooper, making fun of my hat, but
You must have been talking
uh,
about the hat a lot, hyping the
yeah,
hat up.
we got 5 comments and 2 of them are about the hat. So
Hell yeah.
shout out SVG,
Hell yeah.
but um, but yeah, I guess before we get into Dega, man, talk about Landon how'd that come about? I saw that. Was that kind of a last second thing? Did you guys know that was going to happen, or?
No, I mean, obviously late in the week, Tyler kind of teased that. I think it was like Friday, or Thursday or Friday. He posted like substitute driver announcement for the 33. Driving in Harley's car, and I'm kind of like thinking like, dang, who's he got? Like because I know he had a kid run a Legends driver run down in Orange County in last spring when we were there, and then we tried to get Natalie Decker in that 33 car in the fall race. But I mean, I didn't think Tyler had any connections, and he really didn't. I mean, he just reached out to Landon, was like, "Hey, I got this car. You want to drive it?" And Landon was like, "Hell, I'll drive anything with four wheels." So they
Dude,
kind
holy
of
shit.
linked up. Like I asked Tyler on Saturday, I was like, "Did you know when we filmed the Mini Cup Monday episode that this was like you should at least tease something? You know what I mean? Like, dang, give us a little something." He was like, "No, man, I had no idea. This is all put together like midweek." And I was like, oh, "Okay, cool." But yeah, so Saturday morning we're all riding down there, and I was like kind of hyped up on Friday, like, oh, I wonder who that's gonna be, like curious if it's anybody big. And so like I'm like half asleep on the ride down, and Scott's driving, and he's like, no fucking way, Landon Huffman in the 33, and I'm like, oh, I'm dreaming right now, you know what I mean? I'm sleeping, and sure enough, I'm like awake, and I look at that post, and it's Landon Huffman. I was like, damn, that's crazy, that's cool shit, that's very cool for the mini cups, and yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't know if you saw that video circulating social media where he was like inside the car. He was like, if I turn too far left, I hit my nuts. If I turn too far right, I hit my seatbelts. Uh,
I saw they posted like big man, little car or something like
yeah,
that. Like,
yeah. So
by
it
the way,
definitely blew up.
Cody, how the fuck did Matt break? Derek, you can keep talking, but Cody, how the fuck did Matt break his? I didn't hear that story.
Dang, Dega took two phones out of this group. But yeah, so definitely cool exposure for the mini cups. I think that one clip, that one reel that Flo posted, already had like over 100,000 views. So for the mini cups, that's huge. Uh, and I know a lot of people. Anytime we told people on Saturday that he was racing with us, it like gave us a credibility. They were like, "Oh, dang, okay, like that's legit. Then you guys are legit." And we're like, "Yeah, kind of." So it definitely was cool. A lot of eyeballs on the series with Cars Tour there, and Landon participating in all three races, or at least two races. Yeah, all three races. Um, so yeah, it was certainly really cool. And he was fast. Right out of the box, he came out for qualifying. Didn't go run first practice, but came out for qualifying, and I think qualified fourth or fifth. Like just right out of the box was fast, and just continued to improve all night and finished fourth. I think that's about as much speed as that car had in it. I think for that day.
Yeah, I mean, it just goes to show it's like you got to build a good race car, no matter who you're putting in it. Because I mean, he's one of the best short track drivers out there, and if like obviously wasn't in the best car and was still able to get outdrove by a lot of those guys, it just goes to show like all the work you put in the shop is like that's where the race is won.
Yeah, I mean, if you go back and anybody that has a flow account listening, the race was actually really good. If you go back and watch it, we were the halftime show for the Cars Tour this past weekend at Orange County, and Landon Huffman was right there in the middle of it. I mean, it was like damn Daytona probably for him, 4 or 5 wide back there coming to the line for the fourth place. So it was definitely put on a hectic race and a really solid race midfield with Landon in there. Like I said, I haven't seen his YouTube video for the week yet, so I'm curious to hear how his takes on the whole thing went. So yeah, it was definitely exciting.
Did you get a chance to talk to him like after? Did he seem like he enjoyed it? Something he wants to do again, or?
No, I mean that was the thing. It was like he was so busy running the other two cars, running, like I said, all three races. That before the race, we didn't even really get to talk to him because he was pitted on the infield. We were outside the ballpark, and I mean we brought the car down to him like early in the morning, talked to him a bit, and just got him like fitted for the car. And then we left, and we're like, all right, yeah, it's basically yours. Do what you want with it. It's set up, ready to race. You know what I mean? You don't have to do a thing. And then I said he pulled out for qualifying, and then right after his race, the first race, he came in and jumped in it, and I was already in the spotter stand by that point. And then by the time I got down to it, because I drove the car back to Tyler's pits for him. With as hectic as it was to get back there, they wanted somebody experienced driving it, and so they were like, "Yeah, you drive it, Derek." And I was like, "All right, cool." But yeah, by the time I got there, Landon was already strapped into the late model stock car, so didn't get a chance to talk to him. Um, but yeah, like I said, kind of curious to what he thought about the whole thing. Seemed like he had a blast running it. Hopefully, that might have been the most fun he had all night because he got wrecked on lap 3 of the Cars Tour race.
Oh damn.
Yeah, it was shit. Somebody I think missed a shift or missed a gear, and or maybe he got plowed back in the back of. I think it might have been that Landon got ran over.
Well, that
But yeah,
sucks.
that's racing. That's kind of been Landon's year. So hopefully, we had some fun in our mini cup, and I know we have another Cars Tour race at South Boston, and it sounds like the Cars Tour wants us to possibly make another start with them this year somewhere. TBA. Um, so
Wilkesboro.
that would be sick, right?
Yeah.
I was
Uh,
looking at open dates on the way back up the road. I know that we are available championship weekend for Cars Tour. So if they want to bring
oh
us down
shit.
in October, we'll be willing. I think.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's awesome. Yeah, it sounds like a fun weekend. I guess you picked up the fucking sickness from there because I know you said you were on your ass on Sunday.
Oh yeah, I
But
mean, I it kind of was coming in late Friday night, so I think I already had it. But then like pushing through on Saturday, and we were out in the dusty ass field. That just definitely didn't help. And I mean, I got back and woke up Sunday at like 1:30, and I felt like death. Went over, unloaded the race cars, and came back home, showered, and went to sleep. I didn't watch very much of the Cup race. And obviously I've got a gist of what happened, but yeah, we'll break it down from our perspective. Obviously you were there, so plenty to tell me where I'm wrong or where I think I'm right.
yeah, I guess we can go there. Yeah, I got there like Friday around 12. We went to see Riley Green the night before, so that was a good time. Yeah, and then I got there Friday around like 12, 1 o'clock. And Dakota and them and Cody were already there set up. And then Cooper and Bailey and everybody else got there a little bit later on in the evening. But no, it was pretty cool. Got there set up, had our normal spot there along the creek. So that's definitely become like the tradition at this point. I got into the creek for the first time for me. I got like leg deep into it. I wasn't going any deeper than that. I was not submerging my body into literal Shit's Creek, but got to get down there in there a little bit. So got the weekend started off there. Yeah, it was pretty warm out Friday, so got it started there. I think they qualified Xfinity and Arco on Friday. I don't know anything about our. We didn't go to Arco or anything, so I won't be able to add anything about that race. But
I heard it
um,
was. I heard it was like not even that great of an ARCA race. Like it wasn't even wreck filled. It was kind of just like a snoozer. I
it
think
usually
I
isn't.
think Zach White has just a little bit of it. So from what I understand, it wasn't very good. I believe Jesse Love got the win, swept the day on
Oh
Saturday.
yeah.
The Love Machine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he kind of yeah, I guess that's a good transition. And so Friday night was when the phone break happened. So I started my day on Saturday, like I said, going up to Talladega of Verizon to get my new phone. And so I had to miss the mullet contest, but Dakota won the mullet contest. So they were all pretty hyped about that. Um yeah, it seemed like it was a pretty good time there. I'm disappointed I had to miss it. But he said James Finch
Yeah,
won.
see, I'm
But
already fucking up.
but uh, but yeah, sad I had to miss that mullet contest. But happy for Dakota to win that. I know he's hyped about that. So that got everybody in a pretty good mood for that. Set the good vibes for the day for sure. And then got in, went to the Xfinity race. Yeah, I mean the RCR cars were the class of the field again. Like I said, Jesse Love kind of had that race fall into his lap when a lot of the other contenders got taken out there. I don't know how much of it you were able to see, but like you had Jesse Love and then a bunch of nobodies up there on like the last restart. It was like if he found a way to lose that, it was going to be pretty embarrassing.
Yeah,
But
I saw everything up until the last restart, so I watched the whole kind of melee play out of like who should have really won, of them getting the run to Austin Hill and trying to cover it, you know what I mean? Or I guess was it Parker leading at the time?
yeah,
And
well,
Hayde blocked.
Austin Hill was leading, and yeah, Parker he blamed Parker, but to me it looked
It
like
was
he
just a
slowed
racing
down and was
deal.
yeah, to me it
It's
looked
just
like he was
racing for the
slowing
win at
down
Dega.
trying to get the push, and
Yeah.
then like got himself wrecked, and he was on the radio bitching about Parker and everything. But I mean that's just how it goes there. Trying to think back through that race, but yeah, it was mostly the RCR cars dominating the day. I don't have the exact rundown of like I can pull it up real quick of who won the stages at least and stuff.
No, yeah, I mean that's actually kind of interesting. I kind of forgot that the 48 was a RCR affiliated car, but I bet on all three of those guys. I had Austin Hill to win, Jesse Love top three, and then Parker Clearman top five. So I was looking good there for a little while until they all started to get crazy. Obviously, we did catch that Jesse Love top three ticket, so we were happy. And shout out to betting in North Carolina. I was like, oh, I totally forgot that it was like we were going to North Carolina, right? And I just get there like it's normal Saturday, and I'm like, oh yeah, I can place bets. Sweet. So shout out to North Carolina for legalizing gambling for us. We'll be able to bet come Wilkesboro week and All Star week when you're there, or All Star week and 600 week when you're there, Travis.
Hell yeah,
So yeah, looking forward to all that. But yeah, like I said, I had those three guys. Obviously, I think those are the three of the top super speedway guys in the field for Xfinity. You'd have to think. No surprises if any of those three were to win. Um, but shout out to Jesse Loeb for his first career win. That's exciting stuff for that young kid.
dude. Dude, my buddy Nick won $750 on Prize Picks this weekend, and like it was all just from guys wrecking because like he had some like multiplier or something, but he had Austin Hill to score under 36 and a half points in the race on Saturday on Prize Picks that won him like 250. And yeah, when Austin Hill got wrecked, he was the happiest guy in Talladega because that won him his Prize Picks. And then Sunday he had like six guys to finish like below like whatever position, and like they all wrecked. So he won 500 on Sunday.
Nice. Yeah,
Like I
sounds
say,
like
it was all like
our boy Ryan here was happy when Austin got wrecked as well. So he says
yeah,
Austin Hill got wrecked, so W. So yeah, hopefully
yeah. I think
he made some money as well.
yeah. Either that or yeah. Like we've talked about with Austin before. I think kind of his attitude has started to turn a lot of people against him. So
Yeah, I mean I
plus
totally agree.
yeah. So yeah, there was definitely a divide in the group of who was happy and who was upset. Obviously, Dalton was despondent when it happened, but then he was happy when Jesse Love won. He
Yeah.
made sure he let everybody know who wrapped that car on his way out.
uh,
But but I mean, yeah, like when you got to that last restart, it was like nobody in like the top 12 had won a race before.
yeah.
So it was like almost a guarantee to get a first time winner. Like freaking, I think Haley Deegan restarted like third on the last restart. And but it was Jesse Love, and yeah, it was like mostly back markers after him. So it was like Leland Honeyman was second, and
Yeah. Honey
Caesar
money.
Vaccarello was up. Like it was like whoever made it through that wreck, and Jesse Love was in the catbird seat, obviously, because there weren't a lot of competitive cars left. He
Yeah, and
said, "I always just
obviously he's a solid super speedway racer.
He said, I always dislike him, then I try to like him, then Martinsville, so fuck him. He
Yeah.
said, yeah, it was Brennan Poole was up there. Yeah, I was rooting for Brennan Poole because you remember they took that win away from him all those years ago at Talladega. So I thought it would have been cool for him all these years later to find a way to win one. Remember back when he was driving for Ganassi when they took that one away from him?
Yeah. Um, Also, shout out to Ryan Sieg, a little redemption, little what's the word? Consolidation prize for uh, winning the 100 grand this week, the Dash for Cash, after getting heartbreaker last week in Texas. Yeah, they at least go out and win the 100 grand Dash for Cash this weekend. So shout out to
Dude,
that team. That's probably huge for them.
all those Dash for Cash guys got freaking like Mayor wrecked. All guy wrecked early. That was a hard wreck. I'm glad he's
Yeah,
okay. That was a hard hit.
was a big
Um,
lick.
but like all those guys, like those two wrecked, and then AJ was in a wreck, and I'm pretty sure Sieg was in one too. And like they like Sieg and Allmendinger were battling for like 30th to see who wins the Dash for Cash.
Yeah. Hey, but yeah, shout out to him. Somebody had to win it.
Yeah,
Uh, it definitely couldn't have happened to a better guy. I said they deserved the win last week, so I know it's not the win they wanted, but I'm sure they'll take the 100 grand this week for sure.
man, freaking SVG was up there leading laps on Saturday and Sunday. I like he was super impressive all weekend. I thought for like not being used to like this style of racing, it seemed like it fit him like a glove because he was able to make moves like a Saturday and Sunday and get up there and lead laps. I know he led some laps on Saturday. I think he led 3 laps on Sunday in the race. So like yeah, he had a great weekend. Did a good job there for
Yeah, I think it's
definitely
all
a
about
style.
being committed to it. You know, if you go on into it, like you just got to be
That,
committed to it. If you're
that's right.
timid of it, you know what I mean. If you're timid
He
of it, you're
re
gonna be afraid of it, and you're not gonna like it. But if you just go in there with open mind and enjoy it, try to enjoy it, you know. And obviously, it's crazy as shit. I mean, for him that's never done anything like it, it's crazy as hell.
I
And those
forgot
both
like
paint
this.
schemes he ran this weekend were absolute fire. The Frosty and the
Oh,
Wendy's fries.
I got the I gotta show this one off because I picked this up too. But yeah, he was up there second on like it was the second to last restart, and he ran out of gas and bottled the field up. I had to pick up the Ryder Fry
Hell yeah.
with
Yeah, it's a
fucking Talladega.
sweet, sweet car.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
and yeah, the Frosty one kind of reminded me of like something that Dale Jr. would have drove in like the early 2000s in a Busch race. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
the old Oreo cars and
yeah,
stuff.
it kind of reminded me of like that, vanilla wafers, Oreos. Like, I don't know, it just had that kind of vibe to it.
And yeah, he's gonna win one of these road course races. That's definitely a good bet. I mean, he's going to have a few. I mean, Portland's coming up, and then Watkins Glen is, well, that's not till the playoffs now, but so
That's
is
the
it
only ones, aren't it, for until the playoffs?
Port,
Portland.
Portland, Mid Ohio, I
Oh
think
yeah.
is in there still. I don't know. Let me look real quick while we're
Yeah,
talking about that.
definitely. I think that's a solid bet to bet SVG at a road course. Obviously, the Bucks will probably have a handicap, so it'd be tough. Yeah, Sonoma.
Portland,
Xfinity,
Sonoma,
Xfinity does go to
Chicago,
Sonoma now. Uh, wait,
Chicago,
yeah,
and then in no, that's right, Indy. I was about to say Indy, but I forgot they went back to the Oval. So.
yes. Cool.
So yeah, so 3 left.
Yep.
Um,
What else you got? Anything else from Xfinity
Saturday.
this weekend?
Yeah, I don't know if you can mess with your headphones real quick for a second, but it's like crackling, kind of.
Check, check.
Uh,
Radio check. 1, 2, 3.
yeah, you might need to unplug it and plug it back in or something.
Radio check. 1, 2, 3.
That's better.
Cool.
But yeah, I mean, it was a good Xfinity race, like I said. Yeah, Jesse Love kind of had it fall in his lap, but I mean, he made the right moves and got it done. So his first career win. We know he is really good at Daytona, so not a surprise there at all.
Yeah, Daytona and Atlanta. Um, so yeah, definitely wasn't surprised. That's why I was like confident in him in the top three. We know those RCR cars are rocket ships at the speedways. I mean, we saw damn Austin Hill giving us the peace sign, the hang 10 on Friday when we were qualifying, and still goes out and qualifies 5 tenths faster than everybody. So they were flying. They were definitely the class of the field all day Saturday, until they weren't.
I
Well, I
guess
guess one.
nobody
I guess
showed
one
up.
was.
No, nobody showed up with a fucking baseball mitt trying to qualify this time.
They did not. No, I think
He
somebody.
said
I think people would have been onto it if they were.
said the Glens before Xfinity playoffs. I forgot Xfinity playoffs start a little bit later.
Yes.
So, so yeah, 3 or 4 more road courses. So we'll see. But I'm sure AJ and SVG between those two are probably good bets to take those checkered flags.
Yep.
So yeah, yeah, that's pretty much it for the race Saturday.
Shout out
Yeah,
Riley
no,
Herbst, top three. Good run for
yeah,
him.
I had Herbst and Hill to win. Those were the two bets I had.
Hell yeah. So you lost on both.
So yeah, we had that. And then what'd you
Is it
say?
still crackly? Can you
Yeah,
hear me? It's
I can
crackly.
hear you. It's just I'm getting a little bit of static,
I don't know where that's from.
but
It's weird.
yeah, it's not as bad now though. So we can roll with it.
All right.
Did I get anything stolen this weekend? No, I did not. Um, so yeah, my Sunday was a little crazy. So Saturday night we were back. They left to go to the Boulevard, and my girlfriend was on her way up. She decided to come like last second Saturday night, and then got in a freaking car wreck on the way up. So yeah, she got banged up pretty good, but she's doing all right now. But that definitely threw a fucking monkey wrench in my weekend, to say the least. I wasn't, to say the least. I was definitely not enjoying much of Sunday. I mean, I was still watching the race and following along. I know what was going on and stuff. And yeah, she's good. She like I said, she got pretty banged up, but she's doing all right. So yeah, that definitely fucked up my weekend. But so yeah, I'm not the best perspective, I guess, for Sunday for the atmosphere and everything, because I was just kind of going through the motions. But I mean, I was still there, you know, going through it. But it was a pretty good race, I thought. Still,
Yeah, I mean, I really didn't see, but like the opening couple laps, and I saw the finish after the fact, and then I've seen the video of all the Toyotas taking themselves out. So I guess I've kind of seen pretty much the race and via replays. But yeah, I did not see any of it live. So yeah, but like I said, it's Talladega. I mean, the the strategy now is to get to the end of these things. You know, save as much fuel as you can and spend as least time on pit road, and that's not going to change. You can change numerous things, but it's not going to change the fact of how we race it, right?
yeah.
I don't think. I mean, we've learned that that's the most efficient way. So I don't
These teams
think
are too smart for their own good, and it's like
exactly,
I don't know
exactly
why everybody's like bitching about the car and everything. Like it's got nothing to do with the car. It's
right.
just the
Well,
strategy of the
the car,
race.
it is hard to pass with the car. I mean, when we get in, you can't get 3 wide. The third line doesn't want to form when we go full push.
But you
You know
still
what I
had the
mean?
most lead changes. Like
You did.
what?
I mean, again, that's kind of manufactured, but by the fuel saving and people riding. But like I said, you had the Toyotas trying to combat that, and I mean, it was, from what I understand, working and gonna work, and
Well,
it
it
did
did
work.
work.
That's what I'm saying. It did. I don't know exactly how it all worked out. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't
Well,
watching live.
when they wrecked, Reddick wasn't involved in the wreck, and then Reddick ended up being the leader when
Okay,
everybody else pitted. So I mean, that's kind of how
so
Reddick
that's
got the
how he
lead.
got. Well, I didn't realize Reddick was ever leading until like the last 100 feet of the. You
Yeah,
know what I
that's
mean?
either how he got the lead or got second, but that's how he got up front.
No, no, that
So
makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. I didn't understand how that all played out of like where Reddick was actually at, and you know what I'm saying. So no, it did work out. So yeah, obviously teams have like, okay, look, we're gonna combat this, you know. So and they went 3 wide for what it seems like a lot of the day. You know, it's 3 by 3, and if you're there, you know, and you don't know that fuel saving, it looks awesome, right? It looks
one
sick.
sec,
All
keep it
right.
going.
I mean, it looks sick, the 3 by 3, you know what I mean? But to people that know that they're not full out, you know, it's just kind of, it loses a little bit of its luster to me in that sense. So, um, the package still needs work. Yeah, 6 seconds slower, exactly.
Appreciate you.
Um, yeah, you get it, my Ryan. Like I said, it's tough. I mean, like I said, it looks cool, looks really cool. And to somebody that's just flipping through the channels and sees it, they're like, "Damn, they're 3 wide," you know. But really, they're not. You know what I mean? They're just like sitting there cruising at highway speed, like. So it's a double-edged sword. I mean, again, the people bitching about fuel strategy, that's never going to change. I don't think at this point. Like that's just out of the box, and we know that the fuel state until there's something drastic with a car where you can make big runs from the front to the back. Um, that's not going to change.
We,
That's just.
you got fans like Scott too. Scott just said last week he loves strategy racing. Like,
Oh,
so
I do too, but I don't want it to come at the cost of super speedway racing.
yeah.
You
But I
know,
think the flip side of that is though it's
I like
like,
a strategy race at Richmond. Is the kind of
do you
strategy race I like.
do you prefer the old style super speedway racing where they just got in the train and rode around there all day and like never tried to make any? It's like, I
No,
mean, at least
and and again, it's like the same thing, but just looks different at this point. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, I'd rather see it with multiple lines because personally, like you said, like to me, I don't care if like why it's happening. Like if it's fun racing to watch, it's fun racing to watch. And like I'm not real. I just personally, I'm not. I don't care too much about like like why is this good? Why is this entertaining? So that's the thing. Like if I go to a race and they're running three lines and it's pretty fun. Like I'm not gonna be complaining. Like and then you had a couple other guys beyond the Toyotas like McDowell and Keselowski were both vocal on the radio, like, fuck this, I'm not racing like this. And those were two guys that led a lot of laps and were up front contending for the win. And those are two guys that were vocally like, nah, I'm not racing like this.
Yeah, no, I mean it's definitely it's just change. This is where we're at with it. I mean, until there's a drastic change, so they add a wicker bill, to they add a spoiler, a giant ass spoiler. I don't know what they're gonna do. Whatever. Until they do something drastic to it. Uh,
Well, Elton Sawyer said today they're going to add another stage, or they're talking about it at least.
well, they could. I mean, and again, it's always speedway racing, and it's like that's what it's always going to be that exciting on the edge of your seat, not knowing what's going to happen next. You know what I mean? Even when it is 2x2 and it's only the leaders jockeying. You know what I mean? Everybody else is just riding behind them, but you still don't know what's going to happen until there could be a wreck at any time. You know what I mean? So it still has that element to it. It's just a different style of race at this point. Like I said, and until they start trying things, which is kind of a great transition here. Um, they're going way out in left field with this tire package at North Wilkesboro for the All Star race. It's basically a Goodyear tire test at this point. I don't know if you heard any much about that.
Yeah, I mean, which is what the All Star race should be.
100%. And so again, until they develop and try different things, um, yeah, you're gonna. This is how it's gonna be, and it's not. Again, it's not terrible. I don't think it's terrible. It's just not how it used to be, and that's what makes people upset, I guess. So.
I mean, I didn't think this race was as good as the one last fall, like or Daytona last August. Like I thought those were
Well,
both really
then
good
you
races.
also look at what's on the line at those two races.
Yeah,
A lot more on the line.
yeah, for sure.
This is a win. Yeah, it's a lot. But I mean, those two races, Daytona to get into the playoffs. I mean, that's absolutely bananas. You know what I mean? Everybody's going to be going for it, trying to get up there. You know what I mean? Force their way to the front. I mean, you can't go. People are going to force their way. Um, had 800 horsepower. People hate 2014 season. They had 800. Yeah, yeah, exactly. NASCAR fans just bitch about everything. Ryan knows that.
Scoring
But yeah,
pylons.
yeah.
That was who fucking dude. That was like
Well, I
the
mean,
like who cares? Like you go to a lot of races. Do you look at the scoring pylon?
kinda, yeah.
I mean, fair
As a
enough.
spotter, I use it a lot. I mean, and well, the way I look at it is just like if you're going to a Caps game, right, at Capital One Arena, and they're taking out video boards, like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? I think you froze on me. I don't know what happened here. I'm going to maybe close this. Yo, yo.
Yo, I am back. It said my phone got too hot and it cut off.
Ah, yeah. It was like you froze up on me, like right as we
Yeah.
were getting into the juicy parts here.
Yeah, my phone just like went black for a second and then it said it got too hot. I'm trying to figure out how to set this thing up now. But yeah, it said it fucking overheated. So I put it in the freezer for a second to cool it down.
What did you have? Was it like charging or something?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
weird.
well, yeah. If it's charging, it would definitely do that. What percentage are you on right now?
50. I'm good now.
Um,
Yeah, new phone already fucking up. No kidding.
gotta love
Yeah.
iPhone, right? Um,
I don't know where you were at. Is this like a new stream? Because I see it says
yeah, that's
replay
what I
one.
was just. Yeah, that's what I was kind of giving it a second here. I was disappointed because we were getting
Yeah,
into it right there. It's supposed to be good.
yeah, we
And
had a.
there, everybody's back. It looks like
All right.
47. All
Yeah,
right,
my phone
cool.
was about to blow up apparently. So
New iPhone from Talladega, baby.
yeah, yeah,
It's
that
just
was
a
fucking weird.
refurbished phone from last year's Boulevard trips.
Apparently, yeah. I'm glad you didn't cut the stream. I'm glad you just like let it keep going because
Yeah, I did, and
like
then I just like closed out of mine. I was like, let me jump back in because it shouldn't have ever ended it. So, yeah, scoring pylons. You ask, do you actually use it? And I do. I mean, uh, I'm trying to look at it. You know, Richmond and Martinsville, like they don't have very good ones. Like Richmond, that shows like the top five at all times, and then like the bottom five rotate. But the best ones are the old school ones at Charlotte. That one is hands down, I think, one of the best ones. It shows you the laps counting up, counting down at the top, and it gives you the full running order. So I like that one. It's just also interesting that it's back to back weeks that we've had them out. And the question that I was bringing up, I think, right as the stream cut out was, um, if you were to go to a Caps game at Verizon Center or Capital One Arena now, and they're taking out video boards, you know, the LED displays around the concourse or
but
whatever.
they have video boards at the races. That's the thing, and
Well, they
that
do, but it's also like, again, I think it's a tool that people use in the infield. Like if you were camping in the infield, you're not going to be able to see those video boards.
yeah.
You don't know
And
who's.
Ryan brought it up. Like they said, use your phone, which like they are. So NASCAR has installed Wi-Fi in all the NASCAR owned tracks. Like at Talladega, you used to never be able to use your phone. There was no service there. They have Wi-Fi in there now. The Wi-Fi actually works really good there, and they've like made the NASCAR app like very interactive, where it shows like the full rundown, like the in-car cameras and everything. So like they're really encouraging people to go that route.
But it's also
So
behind. It's delayed.
not the scoring,
Yeah, it is.
is it? I mean,
Yeah, it's a. I watch it at home, and it's even delayed from the broadcast.
my whole
Um,
point with the pylons for me though is just like I don't go to the race and like I mean I'll glance at the pylon, but it's just like it was on the subject of NASCAR fans complaining about everything. It's like at the end of the day, it's like I don't
Again,
really
I
see
think
the
it
big
was just
deal.
like
Like
back to back weeks of tracks that you know what I mean, that we're going to, and scoring pylons have been taken down. Um, which another thing is, NASCAR said it costs $5 million to build a new scoring pylon. So that's a lot of money. I'll give them that. You know what I mean? And all these scoring pylons that they're tearing down are also obsolete. You know what I mean? The parts and pieces are from the 70s. You know
well,
what I
that's what I was
mean?
that's what I told Cody when me and Cody were talking about it over the weekend. It's like they're old. It's old technology, like you bring up. So it's like imagine bringing like the example I brought to Cody is like if you had one of the old TVs with like the big fat back and you bought it to like a TV repair shop now, they'd be like, "What the fuck you want me to do with this?"
Yeah, well, 100%. I do agree. I get that, but it's also, I think, the people do use them more than you think. Um,
But the jumbotrons at the track, like,
they're great. They are
they're
great.
great.
But I mean, like I said, the ones at Texas, Charlotte, the SMI ones, those are really good because I said they showed the whole running order in bright white letters. You know what I mean? The one in Charlotte is my favorite. It's very iconic too when you take pictures there. It's like you oh that's the scoring pylon tower at Charlotte. So yeah, I don't know. I said
I think
hopefully it's
Bristol.
not a.
I think Bristol has it best with the Colossus, though.
Well, yeah, I mean, but you
Like,
can't do that everywhere.
yeah,
That's
obviously not, but
a feat in its own at Bristol, but and that makes it feel like a damn. Even Bristol at Colossus, they used to have that banner that wrapped the bottom that showed like the ticker. That's no longer there.
yeah.
They took that out, so I don't know. It's definitely a hot topic this week. I think because we're back-to-back weeks. Obviously, you had Denny bitching at SMI, and then like I said it was just back-to-back weeks of people trying to get on NASCAR's case for doing the fans wrong. But no, I don't think it's a trend. And hopefully we see like some new pylons up at those places. When Texas goes through their renovation, hopefully they get a nice new pylon, whether it's like the old school one with just the numbers lit up, like Charlotte, or they go the Wilkesboro route,
So
full LED.
from what I hear from you, if we show up to Charlotte and that pylon's gone, you're gonna be raising hell.
I'm gonna be a little disappointed. Yeah, I'll be a little disappointed for sure.
Yeah. Either way, it's like that was like the subject of the week, and I was just kind of like,
It's also
I
a
mean,
slow week. Not a lot of storylines
yeah,
heading in out of Texas. Your most popular driver wins. Like, hoorah, hoorah. You know what I mean?
fucking,
It can't be all fucking sunshine and rainbows in NASCAR. It had to be
fucking
some
Brett,
kind of
fucking
turmoil for the
Brett
week.
Griffin and them save the pylons. Like, oh my, like let's calm the fuck down. Like,
Yeah, again, I don't think it's a trend. I think it's just, again, people overreacted because it was back-to-back weeks of tracks taking them out. But, yeah, hopefully they get some nice new updated ones. The LED ones, I mean, the LED one at damn IMS, that thing is awesome looking.
oh yeah, that thing's fucking sweet.
So, yeah, I mean, if we can get something like that, that would be awesome for
I saw
those
a
places.
meme earlier, by the way. I'm about to text you real quick. You'll get a kick out of this along with talking.
All right, where are we at here? Anything else from Talladega Sunday?
No, not really. I mean, it was cool to see Michael Jordan. Like that was his first time being able to celebrate a race win in person. So it was cool. I guess it was cool to see a couple quotes from him. At least he said, "We're getting drunk as shit on the plane."
Yeah, I mean the coverage they had of him. That's like right when I woke up was when the race ended. Right, imagine that. That's my body knew. It seemed like it was like, oh, time to get up. But so yeah, they show Michael Jordan holding Bo Reddick, and Michael Jordan has that big cackle. I mean, that was just awesome to see.
Real quick, by the way, sorry to interrupt. Like spotters use it for how many laps? They all have fucking like their own scoring monitors and everything. So, like,
They do, but it's also again that you don't want to be looking down at your phone when you're skating on the racetrack.
yeah, but I mean, you're looking at the scoring pylon. You're not looking at the racetrack either.
Yeah, but it's like in your sight of view.
Yeah, but I mean, either way, it's like I don't think if they take a second to look at their how many laps are left on their race monitor.
Again, it's just a nice tool to have.
Yeah.
That's all.
Back to Michael Jordan though. My bad. I didn't mean to.
Yeah, Michael Jordan. The coverage that he got after the race, they gave a post-race interview. Like I said, we can't pay for that kind of exposure. I mean, we saw Magic Johnson send out a tweet congratulating 2311 and the whole team.
They were talking about it on McAfee today.
Yeah, I mean, just awesome stuff. Like I said, have Jordan Brand on the car that goes to victory lane. Michael Jordan there in victory lane for the first time, and he was hyped, man. So it was definitely cool. And he watches like every truck race and Xfinity race. Like,
yeah, I mean, he grew up.
That dude, can you imagine Michael Jordan sitting down on a Friday night watching Truck Night in America? Like, that's wild to me.
He grew up a NASCAR fan. Like, he grew up.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he grew up right there in the heart of North Carolina, so it's not surprising.
His dad was a huge race fan, and, like, they went to, like, all the races in the Southeast.
It's just, it's awesome how much he loves it, and like I said, hopefully we keep seeing him at the racetrack, and with him obviously selling the Hornets, he's tried to be even more involved, sitting in on team meetings and stuff. Probably where he shouldn't be, but hey, that's Michael Jordan for you. He's gonna want to win and be competitive in anything he does.
I wish. So hopefully, maybe like a last dance. Like someday we'll get the footage of that plane ride home when he said everybody's getting drunk as shit. Speaking of shit, he's off to do that. But yeah, good for Michael Jordan. Good exposure for the sport. Yeah, saying him saying they're getting drunk as shit on the plane ride. I was like, hopefully we get the footage of that someday
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
because I'm sure that would be a fun watch. But yeah, no, that was cool for him to be there for that and Reddick to get the win. Like not a guy you think winning at Talladega super speedways, but you never know. What did you think of McDowell's move? Because I thought, I mean, I get you're trying to win the race, but like at some point you gotta not wreck the whole field.
I mean, yeah. For McDowell, you got to do it's Hail Mary at that point. Hail Mary,
Yeah,
all for nothing. You only have this race and a couple road courses, maybe if you're lucky, and then what Daytona still before the playoffs, right?
yeah.
Yeah, so you don't have many shots if you want to get into the playoffs. So if you're McDowell, I mean, you're going for broke right there. You're within. You can see the start finish line. You're doing everything you can do to block the racetrack, make yourself as wide as possible. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. Now, if he throws that block on the backstretch when there's still plenty of time coming to the line, it's like, bro, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like you could have had another opportunity to build a run. But yeah, coming to the line like that, I mean, it's just you're going for broke, I think.
Now, what was different this time? They let him race back to the line. They didn't throw that caution immediately.
500 feet.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we've seen him throw it pretty
Again,
early.
we have, and again, kudos to NASCAR because I mean, I think people would have really lost their minds had they thrown it on this instance. You know what I mean? Like that would have been really bad. Um,
I
so
think Brad would have ended up
Brad would
winning
have
that
won.
thing.
People, I think, would have liked that. Been a good story, but again, you want a green flag finish all the way to the checkered if you can. Certainly, we always say that every time there's a wreck on the last lap, like, oh, they should have let him race back. So it's like no surprise. Like this was a good opportunity of where they could have and they did. You know
Did
what I
did you
mean?
hit any Did you hit any bets on Sunday?
I went 0 for 3. I had Hamlin to win. I had Bubba top 5, and I had LaJoy top 10.
I did hit. I hit a pretty good one. I had
So
Gregson.
so I got wrecked all in one swoop there, going into
Yeah,
3, and then I ended up finishing on my roof with the other
there
guy.
you go. That's
19th
Dega.
with my other guy. Yeah, I was like, that's Talladega.
I hit Gregson top 5. I picked him to win on here last week, and he was pretty strong all day. I was hoping he was going to pull through and get it, so because that would have been a pretty good shot call there. But I mean, he was strong all day, and yeah, I had Gregson top 5 plus 650 and hit that.
Hell yeah. Good
Yeah,
shit.
man, him and Barry in those overstock cars, they were up front all day. They did a good job in those identical schemes.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely identical. Uh,
Um, yeah, I was hoping Noah was going to pull through and win that one. That would have been pretty cool. But
yeah,
he
definitely.
did a good job.
That place would have definitely burnt to the ground Sunday night if that would have happened. But
Oh yeah.
all right, anything else, Cup race?
Nah, that's just about do it. Like I said, not the most fun I've ever had at the racetrack. Obviously, with the circumstances. I
Yeah,
was re-
certainly. I think everybody gets your head really wasn't there in it. You know what I mean? Um, but nonetheless, trooper for going there, still sticking it out. That's pretty cool, and I think we all hope your girlfriend gets better, gets well
oh
soon.
yeah, there will be more races for sure. No, we'll be in Charlotte. So
Oh yeah, about a month. Actually, 1 month's time.
let's
Exactly
fucking
1 month.
go.
All right, yeah, we'll run through some dirt stuff here real quick. I got to get over to the race shop, and I know you got to run too. So we'll run through this quick, and then we'll make some picks at the end.
All right.
All right, if you want to get high limits pulled up, I'll run through World Outlaws real quick.
All right.
Yeah, World Outlaws had 2 races over the weekend. Friday night at Paducah, Kentucky. Saw Sheldon Hodenshield picking up the win. Bill Baylog finishing second. Buddy Kofoid third. Cole Macedo fourth. And Carson Macedo rounding out the top 5 on Friday night. And then Saturday night, they headed to Tri-State Speedway in Indiana, Hobstadt, Indiana. And that we saw Brady Bacon picking up the win. David Gravel finishing second, Buddy Kofoid third, Carson Macedo fourth, and Logan Schuchart rounding out the top 5.
All right. And as for the high limits, I believe they're racing right now. But Saturday at Southern Oklahoma, Brad Sweet got the win.
No,
That was
they
Friday,
raced
actually.
last night. They raced last night.
The high limits.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hold on, I gotta see. Fuck. I don't. But yeah, Friday night, Southern Oklahoma. Brad Sweet got the win. Tyler Courtney came home second. Spencer Basin third. Brent Marks fourth, and Corey Day fifth. And then Saturday at Salina High Banks, Brad Sweet got the win again. Brent Marks second. Rico Abreu third. Jacob Allen fourth, and Tyler Courtney fifth. He picked up 15 spots during that feature to finish fifth. And then last night at Riverside, Corey Day got the win with Tanner Thorson second, Tyler Courtney third, Brad Sweet fourth, and Cole Macedo fifth. So yeah, I know there was some controversy over the weekend, I guess, with some of the wrecks, and I don't know which track it was
Yeah, it was
they were
last
at, but
night. Last night at Riverside, it was almost like they had Chili Bowl fencing up at a fucking pretty fast racetrack, and I know one dude flipped out and left the park. Can't
two
remember
guys
his name.
did, I think.
It might have been. I know a couple people took down some fencing last night, so yeah, definitely it was definitely talking point of the industry throughout last night and today. Of should we be going to places like that, and what we can do to help rectify that. But yeah, so they are high limits is off until May 1st,
Yeah, I was just
and
looking at it May 1st.
then they pretty much are revved up pretty much the whole month of May. They are hot and heavy throughout the month. And then the Outlaws, they are back in action this weekend with a doubleheader at Knoxville Friday, Saturday.
Hell yeah.
All right,
Well,
let's get some
anything
picks.
else from the weekend?
No, just awesome that Landon was with us in the mini cups. Another second for Zach. Second sucks. We're looking for that win, but we'll take the second, obviously. No, that's about it. I said I was sick on Sunday. Didn't get to see any racing. So yeah, we'll be back.
Oh, Eric Jones.
Oh yes, Eric Jones. I was probably gonna get it to him picks, but yeah, Eric Jones, big wreck there at Talladega when he got turned into the fence there in 3. A couple fractured vertebrae. Probably be out for a few weeks, and Corey Heim is the replacement driver at least for this week at Dover.
Yeah, that was a nasty wreck, and it was weird. Like he got released from the care center, and then they like called him back and took him to the hospital like after the fact. It was kind of weird because he came out of the care center and got released and did interviews, and I guess they took him back in. And
Yeah, I'm
so
not sure how that all played out, but hopefully Eric gets well sooner than later. But exciting times for Corey. Corey Heim making his debut start there in Dover, and Richard Pettycar. That's definitely pretty cool. Cool for that young kid. And I expect him to run pretty well, probably up to Eric Jones' snuff.
yeah,
He's a pretty
no
talented
doubt.
kid in the Toyota camp, and we know that these trucks. We've seen truck drivers come in the past couple years and run really well in these cars. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that for this weekend and any other
It
starts
was
he
just kind
gets.
of it was just kind of stupid. Like that whole wreck happened. Like why was John Hunter like trying to push there? Like there's no like there.
John Hunter, I love TJ Major's comment today or this week on DBC. He said John Hunter thought he was 2004 Dale Jr. out there.
Yeah, like
I
I
mean,
don't know what he was
I
trying
don't
to
know what he was
accomplish
trying to
there.
do.
Yeah, and
I mean,
ended
I
up
get
getting
it. They're
his.
trying to make up time. You got to stay tight as possible, but you got to know you can't push over that bump in 3. I mean, that's like the one spot at Talladega you can't push. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like that is the no zone at Talladega.
yeah, and I
When
mean where he was in line, there was just like no need for him to be trying to push there.
Yeah, yeah. Again, I
That's
don't know. I think it's getting down to crunch time. You're trying to make up as much time as you can, and you end up losing your mind. So yeah,
yeah.
sucks for John Hunter taking out all those cars, but hey, we move on to Dover.
Got his teammate hurt in the process, so I'm sure he feels
I'm sure,
terrible about
sure that was
that.
a
Like,
great competition meeting on Monday.
yeah, no doubt. But I mean, yeah, I'm sure he feels. Obviously, he
Nah,
didn't mean
he
any of
obviously
that.
didn't mean it. Nah, we're giving him a hard time, obviously, but yeah, you hate to see it. Hate to anytime tear up a lot of equipment like that unnecessarily. But hey, it is what it is, and like I said, you move on. All right, let's get some picks in. Got Xfinity and Cup this weekend at Dover, the Monster Mile. You want to lead off Xfinity?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't know if you have the odds entry list pulled up, but
Yeah, I got it. I
um,
got the odds and entry list here.
how good he was last year. If he's running again, it's hard to pick against him. What about Ryan Truex?
Yep, he's on here. Third favorite at plus six. Yeah, plus 600.
Yeah, I mean, he got it done last year, so he was really quick here last year. Probably a good bet to get it done again, especially with how fast the Toyotas have been so far this year.
Yeah, no doubt. Um, let's see. Give me, um, give me Sam Mayer plus 1,000.
All right. And then I guess you lead us off for Cup.
Also, Carson Kvapil in the field this week at Xfinity. I think he could put on a top 5 performance,
I can
possibly.
see that
So
for sure.
definitely one to watch there. Moving to Cup. Um, give me Alex Bowman plus 1,600.
All right. Good pick. Yeah, I'm thinking along the same lines. Like been a Hendrick track a lot. Obviously, Toyota's had a lot of success here, but you always kind of think of Dover as a Hendrick track. So, give me a guy who's won here a couple times. Give me Chase Elliott to get it done again. Second time in 3 weeks, get back to victory lane. I don't know what the odds are at for that, but I'll go with Chase.
1,100.
All right, and then top tens. I don't have any odds pulled up, so we'll just kind of be winging it. But
Yeah, I got you. Top 10, top 10. Long shot, top 10. Shit. You know what? I'm gonna ride it. I used to ride this pick all the time back in the day.
oh, I know
Give
what you're
me,
doing.
give me Jimmy Jam, baby. Top 10
I knew
plus.
what you were doing.
Give me Jimmy Jam plus 350. Top 10, baby. Come on.
I knew what you were doing when you started saying that. I was like, hell yeah. Back in the field again. Shit for mine. Uh, we've seen him run good here in Xfinity. I guess maybe he'll have pretty long odds. What about Josh Berry?
Plus 200. I'll let it ride.
All right,
I do
we'll
think
roll
it's a
with that.
solid play this week. This place races like a big Bristol. We know he was pretty solid there. And yeah, I think this definitely fits into his wheelhouse. I don't know if he raced here last year. I guess he would have had to have in the 48, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's in his first time here. So yeah, Josh Berry pick. I don't hate it.
Um. Oh yeah, you going up there this weekend?
I am not. I said, had I not been at the racetracks for a month straight, and then I mean we got Wilkesboro coming up in 2 weeks essentially. Yeah, I'm just going to take a little break here before we go hammer down again for 3 straight weekends at the racetrack with
Heard
Dominion,
that.
Wilkesboro, and Charlotte coming up at the end of the month here. So gonna give myself a little break. I might go see mom and dad for the weekend. And play Uncle Didi for the weekend.
Hopefully the weather is good because we know it's been 2 straight years of fucking rain out. So I haven't looked at the forecast or anything, but hopefully Dover finally gets some good weather.
Yeah, I was looking at it on Monday. In fact, shout out to Logan. He's on my job site now. Um, he'll be up there, going up there for both. Oh no, I think he's just day tripping on Sunday. He said, but yeah, Logan's going up there, and the weather does look great. So yeah, hopefully the weather holds out. Yeah, it should be a good weekend.
We'll have to get Logan back on here in a few weeks and do the Darlington throwback draft again. Run
Yeah,
it back for another year.
I'm with it.
Hell
I'm with
yeah!
it. All right,
All right,
bro.
all right.
Right,
Take it
we're
easy,
right
my
here
man.
in like an hour, so this is good stuff. And we'll be back next week.
All right, man. See you.
See ya.